Everything is consciousness. The substance of your being is consciousness. The details of your anatomy and how they all function and how they're all put together are consciousness. They are unique expressions of a deeper, fundamental function. But function and consciousness and form are inseparable. Each of these octaves of ourselves interfaces with the human anatomy differently. And so we feel chemical differences, we feel emotional differences, we feel kinesthetic differences because that interfacing with the human body is different. As we go through this awakening, our bodies are adjusting to interfacing with larger facets of our consciousness, larger octaves or lenses, larger dimensional bodies. We used to know how to do this, but have forgotten for quite some time. And so the physical components are also going through an awakening process. I was seeing no matter which frame of reference we're experiencing from, we are always the totality. And each of our experiences in phenomenal detail are lived experience and recognized by oneself, by our one beingness, our one totality. And that and so this process of remembering and forgetting and remembering and forgetting, discovering and coming back, is a natural movement which supports the transformation of the physical components. It supports the transformation of the vehicle and supports the transformation of the ideas and beliefs and emotions that are corresponding with and have been identified with through the lower vehicle's perception in its forgetting, its totality. So what is being transformed and reminded of its wholeness is multi-layered. One layering is tending to all the identifications that have occurred with these experiences that were generated through the deep forgetting. And through that deep forgetting, there's been a distortion or a creative exploration of one's essential nature. It's a natural cycle. It's a natural movement. Depending on what frequency or location in the universe you are perceiving from. The nature of this movement will look different. And so it is a beautiful movement, the remembering and the forgetting. The remembering is an opening to a larger octave, and the forgetting is the return of attention to the more limited focal point. And that return of attention to that limited focal point itself is the movement of the larger totality touching and meeting that focal point, where you may personally experience it as forgetting, but it is the fullness of consciousness coming into to that access point of creation. And so one movement could be seen as a pendulum swing from one to another, or a awakening and a forgetting, or ocean tides of expanding and receding. Or many other sensory, qualitative experiences of movement to describe this phenomena, depending on which reference point in the universe you're perceiving from. But rest assured that you are not losing anything. And the dipping back into the focal point, which may seem more limited, is part of the awakening process and part of the transforming process. Because there is so much being transformed, we need to, as a collective and individually and as one, fluctuate back and forth. And I'd like to clarify, because of all that, at this point in time. At this point in time, this fluctuation is necessary for the acclimation for our human selves to integrate the larger aspects of ourself. It has been a long time. And so this movement back and forth is the process of a deeper transformation through the psyche, the emotional well-being, and the physical ground of being.